All right, here to help our investment pros. We got a full house today, guys. Jim Frischling back with us, President, New Oak Capital. Hey, congratulations on the new office. You're going to see if you earn your money today. Hey, jobs good. Jim, earnings so far in the season have been somewhat mixed. One thing we know, if you miss, you're going to get clobbered. All right, what do you make now of going forward with the earnings season, what we've seen from Apple, the market today? S&P up 3 days in a row, NASDAQ up 3 days in a row. Is some of that stuff from last week behind us?
I think it is. We talked last week about technology and specifically how the consumer who might be lacking in some confidence was still spending on tech. You saw that today in Apple's report. On the IBM side, what's one of the most positive things IBM did? A lot of stock buybacks. A lot. I mean,
I'm glad you said that. Everyone's jumping on the buyback thing. I've been talking about that on the show for 2 weeks. It feels like people are changing their minds about buybacks, that it's now engineering, that it's not really real, that it gives a false impression of success. You think that's good?
I think it's real, and I think it's real, especially with the larger companies who have borrowed money at very low rates and are using those funds to buy back their shares. I'm not
What's
saying,
good about it?
For the shareholders,
yeah.
It's basically going to appreciate their shareholder value. It's going to push their stock prices higher. Is that the best use of a company's stock as a company's capital, as opposed to potentially just dividending it out and let you decide what to do for it? That's an argument. But
small businesses don't feel they can get a loan, so not even actually trying to get out there to get a loan. You have to at least try to get out there.
They don't want to take on the debt.
I disagree. Why would you want to take on a debt and grow? If they can grow, why do they not want to take it on?
Point, if you're a small business that you want a loan, the bank will give it to you all day long. If you personally guarantee that loan and take more leverage on your business than you've already probably taken. Now, I will say this, bigger is better from a pricing standpoint and buying power. However, I don't think it's ever been a better time to be a small business because right now employees, you can be agile. Technology allows you to compete on a much larger scale than you ever could have before.
Says the man who just opened up the new office. Right? By the way, we do have the home builders on the screen because they have been acting amazing for the last 2 or 3 sessions. Jim, all the things Susan says is hard to argue with, but with 3% down, change the equation.
You know, the Mortgage Bankers Association annual meeting is going on right now, which is where this was announced. And while I recognize that's a glaring, it looks like a red flag and repeating history, as Joni was talking about, the banks didn't get away scot-free from the mortgage crisis. The litigation that's been going on, there are so many pressures. I think they'll do it better this time. Now, if we see more signs of going back to our bad habits, that's a different story. But just lowering.
So famous last words. This time it's different?
It's the first inning of going back to
We've heard that before.
All right, Jim. A lot of my friends love to tinker with their cars. They're always under the hood. They're always changing something, the oil and all that stuff. I'm embarrassed to say I don't know anything about it. But I can't get any of them hardly to look under the hood of their investments. The income statement to me is the easiest thing to read. Break out a calculator and do the work. It's your money. What's the most important aspects of it for you?
Well, actually, I thought you made a great point about the marketing, and that if there's good dollars spent, where Mattel was talking about saving money on marketing. I sometimes look at debt. A company will brag that they have a low debt number, but an environment where you can find inexpensive.
Although that's a different statement. We're going to look at that later.
Interest coverage,
right?
In terms of the interest expense.
Right.
I'm saying that sometimes an expense that looks like it could be a problem. In fact, is it shows you're spending the money in the right way to grow and stabilize your business.
I'm going to predict, Jim, if the GOP wins the House and Senate, and we'll get corporate tax reform in a year, and we'll also get some energy done. We'll get some energy projects done. That's what I'm predicting.
Number 1 on my list was corporate tax reform. Number 2 is get the Keystone done, get more initiatives done. It's about jobs. And I'm going to take the other side of Matt and Susan's bet here. I think the GOP wins. They're going to force Obama to take out the veto pen. He's not going to veto everything. I think you are going to see some action.
All right. Jim, a lot of people are tweeting. After you made the comment about buybacks, you like them. People are saying what you are talking about, this Wall Street manipulation, is even worse than what the Fed is doing. What do you say to that?
I say let's talk about this right now, because you'd rather a company just hold cash and do nothing with it? Would you rather them make a desperate or acquisition for the sake of acquisition because they think they have to show they're doing something? Look, grow your business, invest in your business, show good returns. 2, buy back stock. 3, increase your dividend. 4, make a smart acquisition. In some order, those things to me are all good choices. What's not a good choice is hoarding cash or, again, making plays just for the sake of making a play. So, again, it's not my first choice. My first choice is run your business properly. But on the list of my top 3 or 4 things a company can do, I don't think a buyback's a bad thing if they don't know what else to do.
Although, Scotty,
look, the employers have been weakened, okay? Whether you're talking about unions or the fact is the wages are not increasing. But, again, if as a shareholder in a company, I want them to perform for me. Now, if that means pay the most wages, put the best team on the floor,
in other words,
that's what's best for me.
Get that stock up there, damn it, one way or another. All right, the guys who are managing money You got any stocks that are going to surprise on earnings season this week? You got anybody that might beat the street and guide higher?
Actually, I liked your Expedia call and the airlines. American Airlines, for example. I believe the headline risk has been Ebola and the downturn in travel, but the money risk is that this company is going to put it.
Just give me a name.
Biogen.